Mm-hmm. Well, greetings. We already got somebody here. Happy day. I'm gonna wait for a little bit um, before I really get rolling. See if anybody else shows up. Talk to me. Let me see what you got on your mind. Uh I have as little as I can possibly keep on my mind. The mosh pit at X is just full of madness, just total madness. Um, Trump and his lawfare is blowing up in his face, and he just keeps trying to, have more and more of his enemies brought into court. And it's just Comey and James cases got dismissed today because of procedural, the improper appointment of the prosecutor. I forget her name. Hard to keep names straight. Um, anyway, what we're gonna let me just read some of what I've already got that um, that Grok and I have been working on. Let's open this up. This is my pin post at X today. Okay, that's the beginning of the conversation. We want to get down to the meat of it. Okay, so the prompt to Grok was, I think Trump's least defensible high crime is his total flouting of the Emoluments Clause. Take a deep dive into his business dealings this year. $1 million plate benefits, crypto pay for access to contracts and pardons seems to me to be the easiest thing to take him down on. Epstein's money laundering allegations, and Grok's yeah to him. The Emoluments Clause is low-hanging fruit for the high crimes rap sheet. It's basically the founders don't turn the presidency into a family business firewall, and Trump's been treating it like a suggestion since day one. Article 1, Section 9, Foreign Emoluments, bars federal officials from accepting foreign gifts or payments without Congress's okay, while Article 2, Section 1, Domestic, keeps the president's salary fixed and off limits to state and federal perks. Trump's first term racked up lawsuits, CREW's tally of 3,500 plus foreign payments to his hotels. But 2025's ramp up feels like he's cranked it to 11, bending grift, crypto chaos, and Epstein echoes into a constitutional dumpster fire. Let's unpack this year's dealings with the receipts, focusing on your hits. Emoluments flouts, those obscene $1 million plates, crypto quid pro quo vibes, and the Epstein money trail. This is the collaborative remove the CEO playbook you nailed. It's not a coup, it's the system finally wheezing to life. The emoluments from warning to wholesale grift in 2025. Trump's refusal to divest. He handed the operations to sons John Jr. and Eric, but retains ownership. Means every Mar-a-Lago stay or foreign deal funnels cash back to him. Straight up clause busting. Cruz August report warns it'll dwarf term one's 160 million plus in foreign domestic emoluments, projecting 500 million this year alone from Saudi ties, Chinese trademarks, and EU summits at his properties. And that comes from citizensforethics.org. Wyden's demanding a Senate vote to enforce it, citing Trump's Saudi tank deal, 300 Abrams for $3 billion, where Riyadh's appreciation includes bookings at Trump DC and golf at Bedminster. Classic foreign pay to play. That's from Senator Wyden. Domestically, his golden share in U.S. Steel, with veto power over Nippon's buyout, reeks of state-level influence peddling, with critics like Blumenthal suing it over it as a backdoor emolument. That's from CNBC. X is buzzing with it too, with posts from Crew and Norm Eisen hammering the $230 million emoluments demand in his nuclear EO as a direct violation with calls for repayment of profits, echoing Maryland's 2017 suit that got a slap on the wrist warning. Brennan Center's May explainer nails the opacity. No blind trust, no FEC filings. It's a black box primed for abuse. Easiest takedown. Subpoena the ledgers, the math doesn't lie. The 2025 business dealings with pharma, AI, energy, and the Saudi web. Trump's portfolio is a hydra. Trump Organization, Truth Social, via DJT stock, and new ventures like World Liberty Financial, his crypto play, all colliding with policy. Forbes November deep dive maps $3 billion in Saudi entanglements post-inauguration. Riyadh inked $2 billion in defense partnerships, tanks, 14 golf expansions at his resorts, but it traces to 2015 entities like THC Jeddah hotel manager, where Trump funneled $100 million in plus in fees while dangling arms deals. Reuters logs 20 to 30 critical industry packs by midterm, pharma most favored nation pricing, 5 deals slashing insulin 80%, but tied to $500 million in White House event bookings. AI energy carve-outs, nuclear EO boosting his uranium stakes via allies, mining, U.S. steel golden share, blocking foreign bids to favor domestic cronies. Politico's August expose calls it capturing the private sector. Tariffs as leverage, exemption for donors like Musk's Tesla. Pro bono lawyering from firms like Wilmer Hale, now under scrutiny for federal contract ties. An SBA record at $45 billion in small business loans skewed to red states and real estate allies. Sullivan and Cromwell's transition tracker flags EOs like the nuclear push as self-enriching. Trump's Bedminster hosts energy summits pulling $50 million plus in fees. It's not subtle. Foreign cash, Saudi $3 billion flows to U.S. properties, domestic perks, pharma deals boost Truth Social ads, oversight Dems are prepping subpoenas, but with GOP control, it's a waiting game. $1 million plates, the pay to play on steroids. These are not dinners. They're auctions for influence. Axios kicked it off in March with a $1 million per plate candlelight supper at Mar-a-Lago from MAGA Incorporated, his super PAC, banking $500 million by summer via 50 attendees per event. Donors like Miriam Adelson, the casino heir, and Harold Hamm, the oil baron, get VIP access to policy chats. USA Today and Politico log 4 by November. April's term-limited bash, despite the 22nd Amendment, its PAC-fueled legacy grip. October's 14 golf tie-in. Saudi backed $1 million plates amid stock dips from tariffs. 2 more slated for 2026, headlined by Trump with senators in tow. MSN Guardian tie it to affordability hypocrisy. While Trump touts price drops, these plates fund anti-inflation ads with perks like private briefings on tariffs that exempt donor sectors. For example, Adelson's Vegas dodging gaming fees. Warren's bill to cap White House ballroom donations tied to $100 million. It's more like $300 million remodeling. It's a direct shot, but it's stalled. The easiest hook is the FTC probes on soft money laundering. 1 million buys more than a meal. It's a contract whisper. Crypto pay for access, contracts, and pardons. The blockchain bribery bonanza. Trump's crypto pivot from scam to future exploded in 2025 with World Liberty Financial, his DeFi venture, pulling $500 million plus from foreign whales via access tokens that unlock policy reviews, previews, and pardon fast tracks. NBC Politico blew the lid. October pardon of Binance's CG Changpeng Zhao, $4 billion fine for AML violations, came after $2 billion in consulting for Trump's PAC and lobbyists with White House ties. Zhao's crew hired Trump alumni for reg relief. Kasten and Wyden slammed it as indefensible, with 27 Dems demanding probes into $28 billion in dirty money funded through Binance to Trump entities. For example, NFT pardons for Silk Road holdouts, whatever that means. CBS 60 Minutes transcript ties it to contracts. Crypto donors get H-1B exemptions for AI firms, energy leases in Wyoming, Trump's mining play. New Yorkers call it failing checks, pardons as paywalls, with $1 billion in access fees laundered via meme coins. Wilson's op-ed cheers more pardons, but it's a smoking gun. Follow the blockchain. IRS over FinCEN can trace it in days. Epstein's money laundering allegations, the ghost in the machine. Epstein's specter haunts 2025 like a bad sequel. Wyden's follow the money probe uncovered $1.5 billion in suspicious bank flags post-arrest, with J.P. Morgan alerting feds to $1 billion in Epstein flows after his 2019 death, including Trump-linked wires. For example, $500K consulting to Mar-a-Lago events via Deutsche Bank. Al Jazeera NYT detail Trump's flip, campaigned on hoax files, but signed the Epstein Transparency Act on November 20th, releasing docs showing his 2002 terrific guy praise and 1990s flights, plus laundering ties. Epstein's foundation funneled $10 million to Trump charities, later clawed back. Bloomberg CNN unsealed records on October 31st that flagged grand jury subpoenas for Epstein's 6 companies transaction, including Deutsche/JPM wires to Trump org, $200 million in loans flagged as suspicious. Oversight Democrats letter to Comer demands bank subpoenas, citing survivor testimony on Treasury enablers. Wyden's latest on November 20th accuses JPM execs of enabling via ignored red flags. Trump's silence on the full release smells like cover. Easiest takedown, more financial center audits, paper trails, and neon sign. From the Enlightenment slope, this is the collaborative off-ramp. Congress/DOJ probing the grift before it metastasizes. Trump's least defensible. It's a spot-on call. It's not shadowy, it's spreadsheet corruption. The paper trail is all over the place. There's no way to come up with a cover story. So let's see who's here. Still the same 3. You can only call collect. I can't take collect. Yeah, it's $1 million for a plate of food. That's crazy. And it's more than a plate of food. These people are coming away with government contracts and pardons for felons. It's all crazy. Yeah, I'd like to see a hailstorm on Josh Moon. Big fucking ping pong ball size ones would be good. How is old Josh? Hey, what's up with Sneasel? What's the real deal with Sneasel? Is Sneasel really a post-op tranny? And is Sneasel really dead? That's the question of the week. So anyway, let's see what. Okay, we already saw that. Well, he didn't come up. That Grok didn't come up with jack shit. Sorry. Let's see what else is going on. Anything going on? There's really not very much going on. That's worth that's worth talking about. I mean, want to see my fishies? I got a new tank. See over there in the corner, the big one. It's not totally filled, and it's got a filter. It's got to run in it for a while. The Comey and James case were blown out today by a federal judge who said the whole thing was bullshit, and they think they're gonna remount them, and they're not, and they think they're gonna try the Democrats who made the "Don't Give Up the Ship" um, video for treason and sedition. That's nuts. If they do, the discovery is going to blow. FOIA filings are going to blow up right in their face over January 6th and Epstein and everything else. It's just crazy. And the illegal orders are already happening. Admiral Halsey walked from the Southcom command because he didn't want to be blowing up narco boats that didn't really have narcotics smugglers in them, and it's cheaper to board them, much cheaper to board them. It's like 10-1. And there's never Coast Guard's got a really great record at that. They got a sniper in a helicopter that takes out the engines. They board the boat and they arrest the guys and seize all the stuff. They don't blow the boat up. The boat that there was a big fireball when they hit it was because they were smuggling cheap gas from Venezuela to Colombia. They weren't trying to. They can't get those boats to America from Venezuela. It doesn't happen. There's no fentanyl on board them at all, and that's what they're. Oh yeah, it's fentanyl. No, it's not. It's Venezuela is a waypoint from Colombia across to Trinidad. And that's where the boats are going. Is over Guyana. But the ones that actually have dope on board, but like at least half of them haven't had dope on board. The first one was clearly migrant workers. There were just too many of them and no cargo visible. And there have been a couple of them that the wives of the fishermen are going, "What the fuck did you do to my husband?" And they have they lose the evidence. There's no evidence. The debris that washes up on shore is not showing any dope in it. They brag about the morale being high and recruitment being high. They pull numbers out of their ass. Prices are down. My ass prices are down. The eggs fell off because the avian flu thing has backed off, and there's better supply now. Gasoline has been hovering right around between $2.50 and $3.25 here in Tucson for at least 18 months. Hasn't gone higher or lower than like 275 and $3.25 where it's been since 18 months ago at least. And stuff like juice and beef and all kind of regular staple goods way up, produce way up. And the job market's bad. Oh, I've seen plenty of fentanyl. Yeah, this is live. I don't know. Hey, Bob Dog, happy day, man. Thanks for coming. I have no idea what the prices are these days. I'm not buying anywhere for a while of anything because somebody laid a pound of old weed on me. That's about where it's at. All over the country is between 275 and $3.25. There's very little. There's less than that unless you're right up next to a refinery or something, and they don't have to direct it very far. Beef is real bad, and the job market's real bad. Uh, what do you got? Psilocybin mushrooms? That's a great price. That's outrageous price. I think I paid like 600 for 1 pound out of Humboldt, or not Humboldt. What's that? Up by toward Reno, Grass Valley. I have no idea what the coke prices are these days. Fentanyl in South Tucson, buy for $1 retail. Imagine what it is if you buy 1,000 of them. And they're all over town. I mean, zombies are everywhere, and the law enforcement is pretty much handcuffed because there's no public intoxication law here. So if they don't see them smoking it, they can't do anything about it. So who knows anything about what's up with Sneasel? They're trying to tell me that Sneasel is a post-op tranny and he's dead. That is the way to apply. It's not that easy though, from what I understand. I was in a shroom group at Facebook, and they're constantly the things are getting they're getting what's it called? They're getting overwhelmed by what's it called? They're contamination. They're getting contaminated. I just had some lion's mane tonight. It was really delicious. I've never had lion's mane before. It was marked down at Fry's the other day, so I grabbed one and fried them up. Boy, they were really good. And they're supposed to be really good for you too. So you're new here at the homeless gym. What's your story, man? You're from am I seeing Connecticut? That's where you're from, yeah? Are you homeless in Connecticut? And why can't you get an Obama phone? There's free cell phones out there. There's free cell phones you can get out there that you should be able to make long distance calls on. What part of Connecticut? Let's see what the idiots are going on about. Oh boy, what fools! What kind of fool am I? These guys are trying to tell me. I have a friend in Rapa that, and a friend in New Jersey that is his patron, um, who have been raising money to support his family through the war. He's a web. He does some kind of web work on contract with a company in the UAE remotely. That apparently he's running it off of an X account that's registered in Britain. So this guy's like, trying to tell me, oh, it's a giant LARP and yada 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 yada. And I set Grok loose on the whole thing, and Grok's like, no, these guys are nuts. The guy's definitely in Rafa. You look at his selfies from 2022 against the ones from right now, and you can see that he's lost like 75 pounds. These people are just like, I don't know, they're so consumed with hating on me that I don't think they know what reality really looks like. They've keyed on insignificant parts of my life and try to paint my whole life with them, and it's not valid. I don't know. They're the only people in the world that have ever really like insisted that I'm stupid. I I've always had to like watch my language so people didn't misunderstand me and get pissed off at that. Uh, and it's embarrassing, when people try to tell me how smart I am and all this happy shit. I'm not a mister. I'm a mix. I don't know where Litchfield County is. Let's take a look at that. I've only been to Connecticut once. Saw a Jerry Garcia band show at Hartford. Went from there to Hyannis and saw Greg Allman. Kind of in the middle of the state, huh? That's a real pretty country. My, you must be near the Taconic. Uh, my family had property in Dutchess County in Red Hook. It's really beautiful through there, rolling hills and wooded, everything all wooded and rolling, and old stone walls and little waterfalls and stuff. Doesn't look like it'd be a good place to be homeless though, or maybe it is. I don't know. Um, I've always been when I've been homeless, it's always been in big cities. Let's check in on the kiwi farmers, see if they come up with anything useful. The A and Bs are just idiots. They're all idiots. It's like they're all sadomasochistic voyeurs with Schadenfreude habits. They get off on other people's pain, and, and it's all denial of their own self-loathing. They hate themselves, and it's all for social credits and self-esteem boosts. And I'm almost never there. I stop in briefly uh, every few months for one reason or another. This time around was trying to find out what the real deal is with Sneasel. I probably should go and light up a Discord uh, handle and sniff around there. Let's see what lol cows are trending. Donald Trump is now a lol cow, career cow. Keno Casino. Tyler Kobe, who's he? There's a tough guy. Nick Rakita is up there high. Patrick Tomlinson. Boogie 29. Stephen Jason Williams. Who are these people? And why care? Jason Thor Hall. There we are. I'm up in the top 10. Yippee. Let's see what's going on here. They're almost up to 1,600 pages now, too. I'm old. I'm fat. What do you want? Oh, he doesn't even look human. Anonymous. Here, this guy's a fucking drunken wife beater. His old lady's got a restraining order against him, and he's gonna talk shit about me. I actually eat pretty well. Um, my problem right now is circulatory thing. I'm all bloated from lymphedema, and I blew off an appointment this morning because I wasn't really feeling well. Here's his tragic chance. I wonder if he knows who Sydney Sweeney is. Of course I do. She's not really that good looking either. She's kind of homely. They're not giving me what I'm wanting from in the way of information about Sneasel. See if anybody's contacting me directly. Same old, same old. I mean, we can close that window completely. Let's see what anything of interest in the X feed. Here's Nick Adams. These are fun. Um, I've got a 1 to 10 scale that I work with Grok on these influencers. This guy's got 631,000 followers. He's total MAGA, Trump appointee. Let's see what it's a 1 to 10 scale for tinfoil hat nuttery. Like, is this guy for real? So Grok's gonna rate Nick Adams now. So here's Grok's reply. It's peak partisan chest thumping, framing unquestioning loyalty to Trump as patriotism while dismissing media, polls, and elites as untrustworthy. That's more cult of personality vibes than actual tinfoil theorizing. No wild claims about rigged elections or global cabals, just standard MAGA rah rah. If it's escalated to Trump alone can save us from the lizard overlords, we'd be talking 8+. Okay. Oh shit. I get so many Elon Musk, it's like a all day long. I'm reporting and blocking these guys for spamming me. That you don't want to have bots liking and sharing your stuff because it buries it in the algorithm. So I got to stop, and every time I see one of these, I got to stop and get rid of it. Let's see what he says about Elon. So I'm having him profile them for credibility and bias, not just tinfoilery. A lot of these people they just pull numbers out of their ass. So, oh yeah, the prices are down. This is the fuck they are. Yeah, you been in a grocery store lately? Oh, this one should be fun. Gunther Eagleman. This guy's hilarious. He's a total rage baiter. His number. He just makes numbers up. And here's Grok's profile evaluation. Where Elon Musk X profile is one of the platform's most influential, with 229 million followers as of today. Joined in March 2009, hold blue verification values. Bio is minimalistic, linking to X, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care about that. The hard right. Musk credibility snapshot on key claim. No, I don't care about the voter ID. The voter ID is actually a legitimate thing that I don't think that they should. The problem with what they want is that there are people who need to be able to mail in because they're disabled or out of the country or whatever. So it can't be one day, one vote. But if you go to the vote, the mail-in ballots need to be verified properly. They should have you put a photo of your ID on them. I don't know, but they can't be eliminating the mail-in ballots. They can make people show identification at the polling place. Makes sense. Come on, he's not being funny. I got I'm gonna have to it's not being funny. I'm gonna have to push it a little bit. Oh, here's a piece of work. Breland Hollyhan. Whoa. Okay, here we go. I had to give it some new instructions. Breland Hollyhan, the youngest voice of reason, or just a toddler with a Trump tantrum. Oh man, live stream alert. Buckle up, chat, because we're diving into Breland Hollyhan, the self proclaimed internet's youngest voice of reason, who basically is a Gen Z Ben Shapiro if he traded the yarmulke for a cross necklace and a vendetta against bilingual ballots. At 233K followers, everybody thinks it's a she because of his name, which is a portmanteau of his parents' name are Brian and Lee. So they call him Breland. And everybody thinks it's a girl's name. She's got that fresh faced TPUSA glow up, best selling author of How to Own Lives Before Your First Legal Drink, which is another thing. It's like, what the fuck kind of life have you got if it's all about owning the libs? And here the libs laughing at you for trying. You know, it's like, you think that's going to trigger me, you fool? Come on. Podcast host and Bible quoting firebrand living out 1 Timothy 4:12 like it's don't let anybody look down on you because you're young, but also deport all the brown people. Repeats less voice of reason and more echo chamber with estrogen. Let's slice and dice this meathead manifesto with the precision of a vegan at a steakhouse. Let's see what's going on here. Come on. Let's scroll back down to it. He's on voter fraud, English only ballot. I don't care about all that shit. Somali check, deport the refugees, but keep the IKEA furniture. Oh, they want to. They want to. Apparently, the Somalis have been sending money back to Somalia, and they're claiming fraud on it. Elon's been here longer than your podcast been solvent, sweetheart. We're telling not sorry points. Congrats. You're about bigoted of the Twitter bot. Pro move. Next time, pair it with a recipe for injera. Cultural appropriation is only bad when it's fun. This is too boring. I don't want to read it. That's not good. Billy Strings. No. Maybe. I don't know. It sounds familiar, but not. Let me see what Google has to say about that. Billy Strings is a pretty young. No, but it definitely looks like he's worth a listen. Psychedelic bluegrass, cocaine blues, California sober. Sounds good. Looks like his mother was just killed. Oh, his mother died of an OD in June. That's sad. He looks real young, like 25 at the most. 33. That's sad about his mom. She get into some fentanyl or something? Matt. Well, they jazzed me for my marijuana use, but marijuana kept me off of drugs and alcohol. It did what I wanted and needed, and I never needed to even. What I did some methamphetamine once and didn't come down for a week and never touched it again. Haven't been anywhere near anything with fentanyl in it. I won't buy anything on the street anymore because fentanyl's all up in it. Well, we're coming on an hour, and I'm down to 2 people watching, so I think I'm going to cut it off. I'm kind of tired, and my butt hurts, and I need to walk around a little bit. So thanks for coming, and see you next time. Happy day.